have Simi in the building.
And the crowd goes well.
Hi, Simi. How you doing?
I'm fine. I have a bit of a headache, but I'm good.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
It must be really hectic doing media rounds back to back as an artist.
Well, it's necessary because, the people have to see you and hear you.
But this is the only
And
place.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. Love to have you. First off, I want to mention, I know Kemi and I were having a conversation. We're arguing actually. I got invited to the listening party. I don't know if she did. They invite
I
you.
was there. Don't mind me. I was there. I got my invite.
I'm joking because she was there, obviously. But the argument was, I don't know if I heard correctly, but you said Louder produced 10 tracks on the album?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, out of 14. Actually, it would have
14.
been more, but one of the songs didn't make the album.
So why 10 tracks? Why did you give him that? Why did you trust him so much to say, take 10 tracks, produce it?
Especially as you're a producer yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm very big on energy. The thing is, I'm a producer, but I don't really like producing my songs. I know how. I just prefer I'd rather mix, for example.
Yeah.
But I'm very big on energy, and if something works for me, I'm the kind of person. I'm those kind of they call those loyal customers that they keep going back.
Yeah.
I'll go back to be buying the same product just because it still works for me.
Yeah.
And in the moment, all the songs I was trying to create, he was in the same zone with me, and it was working. And a lot of my songs are more about the song than the beats. So,
Congratulations again. I really, really like it. How do you feel now that it's out? Is there some sense of relief? Do you feel that sometimes when you drop?
That's a great question because someone asked me the day after, how do you feel? I said, I feel free. As long as I feel like I was in bondage before, but I don't guess because I've been the whole team has been holding on to this for over a year now. Actually 2 years, and to just finally get it off of me and out there, let it start just attracting new energy. I'm just glad that it's finally out there, that I gave it everything that I had to give it, and it's out there now.
It does sound like you gave it everything.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the tracks on the album, all of them slap. They're really amazing.
Thank you so much.
But does it piss you off when people say the old Simi is back?
No, there was a time that things like that would piss me off, but it comes from a good place.
Yeah.
So, because I think that there's a lot of pressure on artists, people are expecting so much, and the thing is, the expectation of people, assuming it's even authentic, I would like it better. But I think it's very crowd center. I feel like a lot of people are very bandwagon listeners. They like what everybody likes. I miss when music was more personal. People are falling in love with songs that they like.
Yeah.
You can settle in. But now I think it's just vibes. And Nigeria, all of us are sharing the same crowd, the same listeners, so it can get a little. But now it doesn't upset me. It is what it is.
Yeah.
The old Simi is what they fell in love with. So yeah.
You know that you're very vocal and you stand very firmly in your values online. And sometimes it comes with backlash because people are always like, oh my God, why don't she have to respond? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to know, how do you stay grounded and just 10 toes down on what you believe in regardless? Because we're in a time where people are afraid to really speak their minds because they don't want to be cancelled. They want people to download they want music, but you say what you want to say, what you need to say. How do you stay grounded like that?
I guess because for me, my voice and my opinion about myself is the most important one. And the thing is, I know I'm not perfect. I'm not always saying the right thing, or I don't always have the right idea. I don't think that I know everything, but my person is the person that I look to first before I look outside. So if I say something and I genuinely believe it and it's true for me, then I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. It's very hard. People try, but I'm very hard to bully because I really do not care.
Yeah.
I'm not I don't lose sleep. Even if I go and clap back, I'm doing it for vibes because that's how I'm in real life.
Yeah.
I'm very quick with it, but I really just don't care. I don't sit on things like that. If you abuse me, that my shoe is not fine, that's on you. If I wear it tomorrow, that's still on you. Anything you do. So I think that's because I don't care too much about outside opinion. I guess it doesn't really move me much. Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm taking you back to the album because I really do love the album.
Thank you. That's why we're
you mentioned the listening party again. You said a friend of yours gave you the idea for the title of the album.
Yes.
So who was that friend? And are they getting royalties?
No, just love. Just love, and thank you. Actually, it's Ruckus. He stays. Yeah, he's in the States as well. Because I mean, I was telling him like how I felt about like the idea when I was writing the album, how I was feeling at the time, and I didn't have a name for the album yet. And then, you know, I ran through like 4 or 5 names that I didn't like. And then he said, oh, what about Lost and Found? I was like, that's the one. And the album opener is called Lost and Found, but I hadn't written it yet. So having that name actually guided me to write that song.
Your previous albums, you had 1 or 2 collaborations, but now you have like 7.
Yes.
Right? So it's a huge jump.
Yes.
Yeah. So why did you decide to make that change?
I think that, you know, I was in a place where I wanted to, I guess, invite more people than usual to my sound. And kind of, because that would, I guess, help me expand how I would write a song, you know, as opposed to how I would write if it was just me. And all the collaborations are very intentional. All the songs, like I said that like there's no collaboration that sounds accidental. Like I just called someone random to sing it, you know. So it's either I'm building the song around the person, or I'm doing a song where both of us have to kind of come a little bit out of our comfort zones to sit on it. So yeah.
There are a couple of tracks. I mean, all of the tracks are amazing. And I, for one, I'm saying that, you know, it's possible there are so many other records that probably didn't make it to the project or the album. So how hard was it to, you know, say this 14, we're going to cramp it down and this will make the body work?
Actually, there was originally 16 songs. Yeah, I don't like long albums.
Okay.
The songs are very short, so it doesn't sound long. But
8 minutes.
My longest album is like 13 songs, and that 13 songs is deluxe.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I don't really like, but we had 16 songs and we decided to take a few out and do deluxe later.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously some songs were like, we had to let go of some songs because you listen over time and then, you know, you see and decide that, okay, you know what, this one can go.
Yeah.
This one should stay.
If this one goes, I'm not going to be too sad. And that's like, if I feel like I'm not losing much, if I throw one out, then, you know, maybe it shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah.
How do you know when an album is ready?
I guess it's a hard thing because, you know, for me, music is, I guess I always say that I feel like I wasn't really designed for the music industry. I'm very bad at showbiz. I know that for a fact, you know, but like, I'm so passionate about music. I love singing. I love writing. I love making music. You know, it's just like when you know, and when he's not ready, you also know. Sometimes when I hear a song, I was telling my husband yesterday, I said sometimes I go back to a song like a week after. If I'm not sure about a song, I leave it alone. I go back a week after. And whatever I feel the moment I hear it, that's what I stick to. So I guess sometimes you just know. Because, I guess because of how I feel about music, so.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
So you weren't in the video for part 1.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a video for this sequel? Because at least we need to have you both on camera at the same time. We deserve it.
Yeah, I agree. We are going to have a video for this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in that video, 2 reasons. Number one, the pandemic. We were in the thick of a pandemic. And the second one was I was 8 months pregnant. So imagine me pregnant going like, I don't really know you that well. And I'm waddling.
Anyways, I've got 2 questions, but let me ask this first random one.
Wait, why did you choose to do this sequel? Let's finish with Know You.
Sorry.
Why? Because I feel like it is not something that really does happen. You get a sequel to a song. You know, it's very interesting. It's very and I feel like even though it's a sequel, it's kind of like its own song as well. You know, it just tells its own story. You see the character development and the growth. So I want to know, like, what was the thought process behind that?
One of my favorite people to record with in the studio is Paul.
All right.
He's very intentional. You know, I actually had sent him a different song because I wanted to do a song with him. I sent him a different song. He's like, no, I think that the story's not finished, that we can do more with this. I was like, oh, I love that. And that really opened my mind. And we got in the studio with Lauda and we just started he was playing. Funny thing, he was saying I only came with one beat. I hope it works out. Yeah. And then it worked out. Although I asked him to change some things, but we just started like vibing on there. Like, oh, what happens? Okay, you say you don't know someone. What happens now? You know them a little bit. You know, so where do you go from there? And you know, I love that because not a lot of artists are that immersive or that they
into the music,
participate so like mentally, like they're really in there. And Paul like is like that, so like that really expanded my mind. I was like, oh, so there's so many possibilities, you know, and places that we can go. Another person is that works like us is Files. It's funny because they're both rappers, but I think because rappers, they yarn a lot, they say a lot, there's a lot of storytelling, so like that is how that works as well.
All right, let's break away from the album.
Back to you. Gucci, over to you.
Let's break away from the album just a bit, and this is a totally random question.
Okay.
We all know how big of a fan you are for J. Cole. You love him so much.
Oh yeah, that's my baby.
So
excuse me.
So when he ran away from the rap beef, did that make you love him any less?
What'd you say?
Did that make you love him any less when he?
No, someone actually asked me on Twitter. No, I just respect him. That's why I see when I see people that are rubbish, I come and insult someone, say I'm your fan, and they're insulting you. I'm like, you're not a fan, because I feel like being a fan is being supportive. Like you can criticize, but it's still being supportive regardless. I mean, I just respected his choice. You know, I was like, I say if he decided that he wants to this, I'm with him. But since he say he's not doing,
you're with him as well.
That's it. Like I don't think that he made a bad choice. I think he made it like a personal choice. And like I didn't feel like he removed anything from me as a fan, not him not being part of that beef.
All right. So now back to the album again. You mentioned that you've always loved Asha. You wanted to work with Asha.
Oh yeah.
And you've been anticipating this collaboration. Did you at any time when that collaboration happened fear that the song would not be as amazing as you'd always hoped it would be?
I didn't think that it would be possible for it not to be amazing. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that I knew that everybody would like it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it would not be amazing. And I don't think I even cared, because for me, that song was very bucket list. Like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
I have to do a song with Asha at the end, period.
Yeah.
I don't care anything.
Yeah.
And so when she actually gushed, because I don't gush about anybody. I don't really know anything like that. But when she sent me her verse, I was just gushing. I was like, I don't think you know how much of a fan I am. Like, because like I really looked up to her starting out. You know, like I didn't really listen to a lot of people, but she was one of the few, and she made me feel like anything was possible, because she was doing, you know, heart soul music, and you know, people loved her. She had her space, so she was a big deal to me. She still is, but like I'm saying, starting out, looking up to her like that, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait to actually do a song. I feel like we'll do a magical song together, and you know, having her just grace, you know, my song was like, you know, it was a very full circle moment for me.
What do you want people to take from the album? You know, people are going to take what they want anyway.
Yes,
people,
most definitely.
Yeah, but you know, you as the creator, you have what it is that is at your core that you want people to feel. What is that?
I've said it that I want people to listen and remember why they fell in love with me in the first place. It's very intentional. Because a lot of people have, you know, said that it's very nostalgic, and that's, you know, very intentional. Because that was part of the process for me making this album, because I'd made another album before that I just disconnected with, and you know, I think I was trying to pander to something, you know. And I just, you know, wanted to connect back to my passion for music, my melodies, and just sounding like Simi and doing what I wanted on my terms as an artist, not trying to be, you know, Afrobeat weirdo. And you know, like that's why making this album was very freeing, because I felt like I finally tapped into that. I was able to connect to that again, and you know, all the feedback I've been hearing so far, that's the sentiment I'm getting.
How did you feel going on tour with Alicia Keys?
Ooh, that was I was happy.
That's a good emotion.
Yes, I was definitely happy, because you know, Alicia is OG. You know, and her sharing that stage and her fans with me was just, you know, I was very thankful for the opportunity. And, you know, I felt like a new artist, which I loved, because, you know, when I'm singing to my fans, people that know me, I know what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So it's not you don't feel as innovative, because you're like, it's the same thing, which is great. I'm just saying, like, I know already, but this is almost like, you know, somebody opened the door and say you can go and pick a new toy. You know? So now I'm selling myself like, oh, this is what I'm capable of. I'm not just picking songs I think people want to hear. I'm picking songs that I feel like sound the best, that will sound the best on stage, will sound the best live. And you know, the feedback I got there as well was really great. So yeah.
Away from the music though, and this is just me trying to be the investigative journalist that I am.
That's okay.
But what is one thing that people have said, you know, well, you have said to yourself, it can never be me, but it's so you right now?
Oh yeah. Before I had my daughter, I used to say, "Oh, that I'm gonna have like 5 nannies. My nanny will have a nanny."
Yeah.
That's not the case. I'm super hands-on. If I ever were in the States, I don't have any nanny.
Oh wow.
Here, I know I have someone that watches her when she's not, when I have to work, because I'm busier here. But,
Yeah.
that's just not the kind of mom I ended up being. So, because I was so certain. I was like, no, my nanny, I will have 2 nannies, and then those nannies will have a nanny, and then their nannies will have nannies.
And it shock you.
I shouldn't have thought that though. Knowing me, I really shouldn't have.
I love that you pick up things, like I love that you taught yourself to produce, and now you produce, you mix, you master. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But like in the past few years, have you picked up any new skills, stuff that you're excited about, or a new hobby along the way, something that you love to do that isn't music?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to write a book. Although it's not new, but I'm trying to write like a novel. I used to say that if I wasn't an artist, I'd probably be like a novelist.
Yeah. What kind of novel?
I don't know, some romance. I don't really like reading romance.
Fantasy?
Some.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, some romance, some fantasy, some suspense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I want to work on. This is still music-ish, but like a children's project as well. So like a whole, because that's a very untapped market. Yeah.
I think for my final question, when people hit you up, people who are into music or believe they're musicians, and they hit you up and they want help with regards to their music, but you know they're not good. They're no good. How do you handle that?
I mean, if somebody has, I don't think that it's anybody's right. I don't think anyone has a right to pop someone's dream. You know, like I'm not gonna say, oh, this is the best thing I've ever heard, or I love this. I can say, oh, I admire your hard work. You know, just put in more work. How about maybe if there's something I feel like they can work on to be better?
I agree.
Yeah, if there's something I feel like they can be better at, oh, how about you try this? Oh, I think this can be a little better, but you're doing so amazing. Like, good job, good effort. You know, because you never know. Like, I don't think people don't start where they end, so you have to start somewhere.
All right, love it.